YouTube on CTV is more similar to other CTV viewing than YouTube on a phone or a computer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's better or worse. You could say a phone is more infinite and easier to interact with. You could say a computer is like easier to jump over to websites and do e-commerce shopping. But CTV is just different, but it's more like other CTV.
Yeah, I think so. I think that actually probably UK and Europe were probably quite first out of the bat when it comes to kind of the CTV explosion, because we moved away, especially during COVID, from linear. And I think what we're seeing now is the rise of smart TVs is bringing that capability that people aren't watching traditional programming.
As marketers, the first thing we look at are consumers and, understanding their behavior and respecting their behavior.
Yep.
If we look at where consumers spend their time, YouTube is a big part of their media diet. And so it would be ignorance to not consider them in the same lens as linear TV consumption or every other piece of video consumption.
So there are a couple insights that are really unique to how people consume content on the big screen. For starters, we want to find ways to make our ads less interruptive and more engaging and simpler to interact with, when you're using remote control instead of, how you might interact with an ad on your phone.
This year, we're actually taking a much more integrated approach to how we think about planning video. And we're thinking about the entire ecosystem of video inventory. So it's everything from linear television to connected TV to digital video and social video. And so from a consumer standpoint, they don't differentiate how we buy it. And so how we plan it should also be integrated across.
As marketers, we want our products in front of the right audiences in as many ways as possible.
We are moving towards fewer but longer ad breaks so that we have less interruptions and we have a more seamless viewing experience. And this really came out of research where viewers are telling us that they prefer to see ads grouped together when they're in the big screen.
And I think what we're seeing at the moment from a YouTube perspective is that there's a lot more inventory going on to CTV. So even if you do run-of-the-mill kind of buy, then 60
it becomes
plus
a
percent.
it becomes a TV buy anyway.
Exactly. Which I think is exciting, and I think it provides a lot of creative outlet. And you've got to view it in a different way to short form video, YouTube video that you would traditionally find.
And they were saying the Met Gala on their YouTube stream on CTV, like the concurrent viewership was in the millions, like many
So it might as well be on a cable network back in the old days.
And actually to the size, like unlike the old days when people were like, this YouTube video has as many views as the World Series. And it was like, it
was ridiculous.
Apples and oranges.
Now we're
the Met Gala
seeing that.
actually is millions of concurrent viewers. And so I think that the big push now should be contextual YouTube viewing and then split it between mobile, desktop, CTV, and then look at your premium adjacencies, like look at what you're buying in that way. And I think that, it's a big opportunity.
But I think one of the things that I noticed most in terms of advertisers' reaction to our presence on CTV is the impact it has not only on how they think about innovation and ad format and results, but it's their perception of content, right? So you've been ahead of the sort of, let's call it the industry for a while in seeing the trend that was happening on YouTube and in CTV. But you will also know then that all of us for a while, had a hard time originally getting folks who grew up in the industry to see these creators for what they were, right? They are the not so secret sauce for what is driving our number one position in streaming. And, I think the presence on the big screen has helped advertisers in particular to really appreciate, right, that these are today's Hollywood moguls, right? They're the studios, they're the actor, they're the director, they're the writer, all in one. And so all of a sudden, we're seeing this explosion in perception that I think, again, has caused advertisers to only double down on the importance of YouTube in the centrality of their platform.
I feel like we still have not tapped into the full potential. YouTube is part of a massive Google platform. Right? We have yet to see what it's capable of when it stitches together the consumer experience across display, across video, across search, like all the data points, the other complementary data sets, clean rooms, right? Like the cloud, commerce. Like we've yet to stitch these things together and understand what a true audience experience and journey looks like.